Welcome to USA Global TV and Radio, where our mission is to provide education, entertainment, hope, and inspiration. USA Global TV and Radio connects you with experts and audiences all around the world every single day to help you succeed in business and to live a richer life. Visit us at usaglobaltv.com to learn about career and life-changing training and mentoring programs like the Listening Mentor. Subscribe to our newsletter to stay informed about our special programs and offers. Discover how you can become a guest on one of our shows or a host or producer of a USA Global TV and Radio show of your very own. That's USA Global TV and Radio, where the doctor is always in.
Hello and welcome to our worldwide audience here at USA Global TV and Radio. I'm Dr. Jacalyn Kerbeck, and our show today is The Wise Ones. I'm super excited about this particular episode because as an author, I'm always interested in learning more about what I don't know on how to market my books and how to get more people reading, leaving reviews, and just becoming aware of what it is that we're doing here. So let's welcome the star of our show, and then we'll bring out our special guest. The star of our show is Mr. Red.olaughlin, and if you haven't joined us before, you're in for a real treat. It's Thursdays with Red, so please go to our YouTube channel, USA Global TV and Radio, and subscribe. Red has become a very dear friend. We are working together. It seems, 3-4 nights a week, some months, because we're working on getting books published. We're working on getting them to be #1 new releases, which is what I was doing throughout the middle of the evening. And I owe so much to him. So he does so many things here at our platform, and he also means so much to me personally. Let's welcome Red to the show.
Howdy, Dr. Jacalyn.
Hello, Red.
Paradise here, right?
Yes, it definitely is. And I'm always excited when you welcome people to our program because you have so many people in your network who are so talented and can bring value to our audience. So before we bring out Albert, can you tell our audience a little bit about the work that you do on and off this platform?
Absolutely, Dr. Jacalyn. I'm a researcher. I look inside the human body at the cellular level, chemically speaking. I look for cause and effect relationships. Treat a cause, fix a problem. Treat symptoms, and you'll always be treating symptoms. So find out what is actually happening and then try to address that problem. Now, in many cases, there may be 3, 4, 5, 6, 10 different things going on. I just discovered last week there was a new pathway for Alzheimer's. So I wrote a blog about it. And up until very recently, people didn't give it much thought, but it turns out that it is something that is prevalent, it's there, and you can actually do something about it. But what I love to do is research, write it, speak about it, and the USA Global TV and Radio Network gives me an opportunity to provide that information for awareness, education, and that's the thing I like. But one of the other things that I do is network a lot with people, whether it's in person here in the Houston area, or whether it's online through a Happy Neighborhood Project or LinkedIn or a half a dozen, maybe 3 others that I do regularly. And one of the people I came across recently is Albert Linog. And I'm hoping I pronounced that last name right because I never really asked him how to pronounce it, regardless. My dear friend here, we've had a couple meetings, and I just think he's an amazing person with regard to the service that he offers, and it's free. And I think that's very important for an independently published author. So Albert and Dr. Jacalyn, let's get the gang together here.
Hello, welcome to the program, Albert. Nice to have you with us today.
Hey, Dr. Jacalyn. Hey, Red. Thank you guys for having me. Appreciate it.
Where are you joining us from today?
I am located here
in
the beautiful city. Yes, that's all right. I'm here located in this beautiful
Albert's joining
in Salalah, in the Sultanate of Oman in the Middle East.
Thank you for taking the time to be with us. And for our audience, there seems to be some kind of
Pleasure.
delay, so we apologize if there's anyone talking over anyone. It's not intentional. Albert, can you tell our audience a little bit about the work that you do? You've got a really cool background behind you, self-pub man. Tell us a little bit more, and then we'll start to dive into it.
Sure. So yeah, again, my name is Albert, and I own and manage this one, selfpubman.com. I'm a blogger, and this blog came from an inspiration for me working in the publishing industry. I was a publishing consultant way back in 2014 and moved out here, and eventually that gave birth to this blog because of my passion of having to work with indie authors, and basically that's it. And I do offer free book promotion for authors. I post book free book features. So the authors come into the website, submit their book, their blurb, and I post it and I share it on my social, and I really promote this books because I do believe that there are really beautiful books out there that's unnoticed. So that's the goal, bringing those indie authors to the limelight.
Thanks so much, Albert. While we have you on Spotlight, could you explain to our audience, in case they're not aware, they're indie authors, they're self-published, then there's people who work directly with publishers. Can you give us a little bit of an overview of the difference?
Sure. I mean, indie authors and self-published authors who publish their books by themselves, not with a publisher, not with a traditional publisher, meaning they didn't have an agent, there were no a publisher that took their books. So if you're an author who write a book and publish it yourself, then that would be a definition of an indie author.
Thank you so much. And that exactly is me. So I'm an indie author, and
Yes.
I work with Red as my publisher. Let's see if Red is back with us. Red, can you hear us? Okay.
I can hear you fine. My computer is acting up, but I will work with you best I can on this one.
Okay, fantastic. So Albert,
were you able to hear me on that one?
For people who are just joining us for the first time and they're wondering, you have a number of services that you offer, and how does somebody engage with you? What does that process look like?
Well, for now, the website is totally free, right? So you can go there and submit your book with no financial commitments. The only way that I do make money out of this is through donations and affiliate commissions. But if authors would really want to hire me, I do provide website design and book trailer services. And in doing so, they can simply go to my Buy Me a Coffee page, where it's located in the website, and they can go there. And if they're interested in wanting to create an author website, they simply go there and purchase a website. Then I connect with them and ask some questions regarding what are the goals they want to achieve when having a website, and what are pretty much what kind of tools or what do you call this, specifics that they want to have their that they want to be included in their sites. To simplify it, it's going to be a do it for them service. So I'll do everything for them, and they'll just wait to have their website launched.
That's an incredible model that you've developed here. Let's take a look at your website so our viewers can have a real visual, hands-on. So here we are. And for the audience, this website is Self-Pub Man. And I'll spell that. It's SELFPUBMAN. PUBMAN.com, and it's also in the show notes. So tell us where we should go here on the website to show our audience more.
All right. So if you are, when you found me online, you wanted to get your book featured, simply go to, sign up for free, and it would transfer you to a form, a submission form. When there are submission guidelines there, previously accept any genres, but due to some restrictions and so forth, there are some really exclusions, and I apologize for that. But previously, I had no restrictions on what kind of book you have. I published them, but due to some regulations for having a website and wanting to monetize it, me personally, because I don't ask any monetary value in return to publish your features on my site. So that hence those restrictions. But uh, the entirety, I do accept all from nonfiction to fiction books. So you simply go there and provide the information needed, and I'll take it there, and you'll receive an email that your book is already featured. That's pretty much it.
It's very
And
straightforward.
yes, I tried to make it simple in order for it's easy to navigate for authors to just simply go in there, key in their information, and their book gets featured. And the only thing that I ask for them is either they donate, buy me a coffee. This is the term for the service. Buy me a coffee or share my socials, Facebook page, because that's where majority that I focus on right now. They share my Facebook page to others so that I'll help you grow when you help me grow. That's how I wanted to go about it.
So let's just summarize for our audience what I heard, and you can tell me if I've gotten it correct.
Sure.
We have a book, and the book meets these submission guidelines. And then in exchange for making a donation or buying you a cup of coffee, in air quotes, you will put together a website for us for each of our books. We have to submit each time, I imagine. So if you have 10 books,
Not
you fill
necessarily a website, but a web page. So
web
you'll
page,
have, yes. So it's going to be a blog feature on my blog.
like a
It's
landing page.
either,
Is that right?
yes.
Yes.
So on that page, it would connect to your Amazon book page. So if ever, let's say for example, a potential leaders saw the link, right? So my website, saw your book there, and they wanted more information about it. They can read through the blog feature, the book feature, and hey, I like the book. I want to buy it. So there's a button there that would link directly out to Amazon.com to your book page on Amazon, so they can purchase the book right away, right?
That's an
So
incredible, listen, I'm like drooling over here. That's an incredible service that you're offering. So just to set the expectations for the audience, what's a nice amount of a donation or a coffee that you would appreciate for your work?
So on that platform, you can buy me a coffee for $1, $3 for five, or you can buy me a coffee for more than that. If it really depends on you, right? So you're in control every time that you go in there. And if you wanna help me out by buying me a coffee, then by all means, I do accept that.
Okay, fantastic. Thank you. Let's go back over to the website and take a look. So right here, folks, if you're interested, this is where you submit your book. Please do read the submission guidelines. Again, they're very straightforward and very clear. Fill out your information here and don't forget to donate and to support. All right, let's go up to how about the book directory? Can we take a look at this?
Sure.
Okay.
So
Now I
those
love this.
are
Go ahead.
Yeah. So those are the recent books that I feature. Um, so right now I have a full 2 weeks of feature for every day. So it's automated. That's going to be published every single day. Um, but there are some books that are expedited. Let's say, for example, you, Dr. Jacalyn, went in there and submitted your book, and and by that time when you submitted, hey, I want to buy Albert a coffee, and when I receive a notification that you, Dr. Jacalyn, bought me a coffee, then hey, that would prompt me to expedite the process and just publish the book feature right away, right? So those are in line to it. So let's say, for example, I send an email, hey, I published, I've already got your book. So just wait for 24 to 48 hours, and if I get no response from the authors, I schedule their book feature every day, and not necessarily every day, but I schedule it on a specific date of the week.
I'm so intrigued by this. So I have, let's just use me as an example. I have two books coming out. One of them with a co-author, and it's a book collaboration project. It's coming out on the 11th. The other one's coming out on the 15th. So I go to your website, I fill in the information, and then I make the donation, and then you put the web page together. How long does it stay up?
Forever.
Forever.
As long as the website's up and running and people continue supporting me, then it's gonna be there.
And then you said, I think I heard you say it links directly to our Amazon author page.
Yes.
Okay.
Not necessarily the author page, but the book page itself.
The book page. Okay.
Yes.
So,
So
so
if you can go and click on one feature there, and as an example, then it will really show you how it works.
okay, so I can go here. Where do I go?
Just click on the ultimate chameleon, for
Okay.
example. Yeah.
It's a cute cover.
Yes. So that will be the book feature on the blog. So the title, the author.
You've got all the
So
socials here.
that will be share buttons. So let's say, for example, you go in and you click all those. It will be shared to either to Facebook, Twitter, LinkedIn, and so forth. So as you can see, the pink one, those are highlighted. So those are also links to going towards Amazon, right?
Okay.
So that's their book blurb. And at the bottom is another cover, front cover of the book. And there you go, available on Amazon.com.
That's amazing. So here's
And
the
about the
$1 million
author, there's
question.
also socials.
Oh, I'm sorry. So here's the $1 million question. How do we get
Sure.
ours the front and center to be on the first page at the top?
Well, you can just simply email me. Let's say, for example, if you want to do that, you can send me a donation. Then I can, let's say, how long do you want me to put it on the front page? Maybe I can roll it out. For now, I do accept. These are free for every authors. It's not a
Mhm.
requirement for them to offer me something and monetarily. But for that, if you really want to have your book front and center on the home page, you can send me a donation. You can buy me a coffee. Then we can work it out.
And Albert, where is it on here that we make the donation? I haven't seen that yet.
If you can see at the on the lower right, there's a blue
Oh,
coffee cup.
here.
Click on that. There you go.
Okay. So then 3, 5, and then write in
Or
whatever
you
it
can,
is you're going to write in.
yeah.
Okay. That's incredible. So I just want to ask you from a humanitarian perspective, and what you're doing is it's so generous, can help so many people. What is it that motivates you to offer this for free, basically?
Yeah. So when I started out working in the publishing industry, I got so passionate of it. I mean, when I started speaking with authors every day, because I was a consultant, so I reached out to authors looking to publish books. So I noticed that they're really having a hard time, doing, marketing. because most authors they love to write. They know how to. That's their specialty. They wanted to write a book. They want to share their story to the world. This passion came upon when I worked with two authors actually. That two authors from Nigeria. Can never forget them. They're the first two authors that I've worked with and I helped published. And their story is really inspiring. I learned a lot from them, and that really opted me to offer it some to offer something free. In that way, they'd be able to really, because of technology advances nowadays, your online presence is also important for authors, right? So regardless whatever your goal is, let's say for example your goal is to be traditionally published, you need to have an online presence for uh, literary agents to really look into, or take you seriously. So for indie authors, for self-published authors, is basically you need to do it yourself. You write the book, you publish the book, and you promote the book. So um, in promoting the book, there's going to be cost behind it. So this platform will be able to help you promote your book, because since I mentioned earlier that it's going to be up and published online until the blog selfpubman.com is up and running. And so every time they search for you and for your name, that page will come up. So you have your online presence there to start. And that's really why I'm so passionate of it, because of those two authors really, really inspired me to really provide the quality service they need. I would like to equate self-published authors to small business owners, right? So you don't have a whole lot of capital to really go about and promote your book, and this in this way would be able to help you out with it.
I really appreciate what you shared, because we have two shows that are dedicated just to authors, the Corner Bookstore and Books, Blogs, and Poetry. And when an author comes to us and they're represented by publicists, they typically have a website. They've got some kind of strategy, some kind of marketing plan. They're thinking as a business owner. And when we have self-published authors, many times that's not the case. There's
Yes.
no website. They haven't filled out their author section on Amazon. And I think to myself, you're missing out on a huge opportunity to actually get the word out there. So I absolutely love what you're doing. And you're going to be so sick of me because I'm going to be submitting all of my books to you. So here's a question I have for you. And this is a real life situation. And maybe this will bring some kind of awareness for people who are out there. We have a book I'm going to look for. We have a book that's literally, I was working on it in the middle of the night. It's called Creative Heart Awakening. In the categories on Amazon, it was number 5,000 and number 6,000 and something in the categories that it was in. So every day I've been going in and changing the categories because the book launch is coming out, and I managed to get it, because you can't just pick categories that are not true, because nobody's ever going to find it. So I really racked my brain out trying to think, well, what other categories could there be? And it came up with them. And during the middle of the night, the book made the #1 new release in 2 different categories. So I don't have a website for this book, and I need a website, a web page. And here you are today, and I think it's perfect timing. So I'm going to send the form, and then here's my question for you. How do we market where the book is available to be seen on your site?
All right, so pretty much what you can do is simply go, social media. That's the best platform that you can promote your book. Let's say every time it's automated. Every time I publish a book feature, it's automatically fed to my socials in LinkedIn and Facebook, on Twitter, right? So I made some research regarding on how, because my audience would be like you, indie authors like yourself, Dr. Jacalyn. So I did my research, and um, I saw that majority of the self-published authors are located in, would gather in Facebook, on Twitter, and not quite so much on LinkedIn, but some would be on Instagram, right? So what I do is I focus on those, and really promote, send books out there, and it's automated. Once I publish it, it goes directly to those socials. And another thing is I share it with my profile accounts and socials on Facebook, on LinkedIn. In that way, my network will also see, the books that I recently featured. That's really how it works for me.
Okay, it's so simple to work with you. I absolutely love it. So
Yep.
when you're not doing this type of work, what are some of the other interests that you have?
Well, right now, this is my past. As I mentioned earlier, this is more like a hobby. This is a passion for me. But right now, I do work for the digital marketing and health insurance industry. So I work as a digital marketing VA for US based companies or clients. And aside from that, we'll be launching a startup anytime soon. Probably by next month or this month, we'll be launching a company called Lit Connect. So basically, it's a you know more like of a referral, not necessarily a referral company. It's more like of a PR company wherein we connect authors to literary agents, to publishers, to bloggers, and most importantly is to readers. So that's a startup we're trying to launch with my business partner and I, and hope watch out for that. So we'll be able to really help authors go about and really get their stories out.
Fantastic. Thanks for sharing that. I want to go back over to your website and look at
Sure.
another page of the resources, which I think is really valuable. So here we are again on selfpubman.com/resources. So tell us a little bit about these resources that you have listed here, please.
Yes. So let's say for in creating an author website, there are certain, let's more like of a brief education regarding it. So having an author website, you can get the free ones online. To start, you can get that, but the only downside of that is technically you don't own it, right? So if the platform decides to take down your site, there's nothing you can do about it because they own it. For If you really want to have your own place, your own online store for your platform, for your business as an author, and for your books, you need to have a self-hosted site wherein you need a web hosting company. So that's why I refer HuckHost. That's one of the hosting companies that I use, and it's it's a Canada-based company. They're very reliable. Their hosting service is fast. So uh, quite advertising here, but you need web hosting. So that would house your website. It's like your online real estate where you place your storefront. And aside from that, it would provide you with your branding, because let's say once you have your platform set up and you wanted to reach out to, let's say, bloggers, to PR companies, or literary agents, you will not be sending emails from a gmail.com or a yahoo.com, right? So you'd be sending on your brand, let's say, my name, albertlinog.com. So it would really show people that you are really into, really you will look professional for one, and you're serious at what you do, right? So that would separate you from the rest of the other authors in your genre. Okay, so hosting, that's one of the service that you need, and a domain name, right? So like US Global TV. The other resources there, do you want me to go over them, Dr. Jacalyn?
Sure. Yes, I would love that. Let's take a look. Here we go.
All right, so social media. I tagged this social media just for mock-up shots and Canva. Mock-up shots is the one that I use personally. Let's say, for example, you submitted your book and you wanted, every now and then I post some book mockups on, say, all the book features that I receive. I post it on socials. So there's another content that I create personally to help these authors promote books on my social channels, right? So for those who donated or bought me a coffee, I send them a bunch of free mockups for socials. Probably I send them around five, or good for 1 week content, right? So that's part of it. It's a thank you for buying me a coffee, and you'll have it. So and Canva, it's really simple. Yeah, I don't know if I could, live every day without Canva, because that's really something that would really, move my platform into fruition, because it's easy to use. Even the free version that you can, every authors can go in there, sign up, and be able to utilize and create content for their socials, right?
Now, I use Canva
So
all the time as well, but for people who don't know what it is, because I'm always surprised. Some people aren't even on social media, and there's no judgment, but it's like you've got to get the word out. Why not
yes,
let as many people as possible know? So, share with our audience how do you use Canva?
um, what I do is that, because of the technology advancements nowadays, I batch my content, right? So I do go to a Google sheet, and I write my content. So let's say, for example, I break down my content for a week. For example, I do educational, promotional, and one would be the book feature. So I usually do 2 weeks in advance. Would be really helpful for authors. Let's say, for example, the platform that you chose would be Facebook, or Facebook or Instagram. So that would be, we're looking into your free options. So you sign up for Canva, a free account, wherein that's more enough for you to start. But there are loads of features on the pro version. You might consider getting one. But the free option would be enough. So uh, once you do that, once you create the content, once you write the caption, once you have your Facebook, you go to Meta Business. So once you have that, you can simply schedule in advance everything, right? So you post 3 times a week, or you can post every day. So you schedule everything, and you go back and do something more for your platform as an author, right? So say you're currently writing a new book, and as a self-published author, you're gonna write, publish, and market your books, or the other books that you've already published. So there's a whole lot of things you can do, aside from just going to social and really promote and posting, right? So this way you can schedule, let's say, an hour or 2 hours a day, or a week, for one, and schedule um, your your content for, let's say, you can do 2 weeks. And with Meta Business, it's a free platform that Meta or Facebook offers. Is you can schedule, either still post videos, reels, stories. So you can schedule it up to a month, I believe. But if you don't have the time, you can start with a week worth of content in advance. That would really help you with your time management and promoting your book. I hope that makes sense.
Absolutely, yes, that makes perfect sense. And we've got Red back with us. Welcome, Red.
Howdy, y'all.
So we are just reviewing Albert's website, and we are now up to. We didn't get to this part of the marketing, but I know, Red, you wanted to touch on blogs.
Yeah, I think that Albert has some really good quality blogs as far as content with regard to authors who, as you started out the show again, may not know as much as they should know. But if they want to know, a little bit extra on marketing, or a little bit extra on branding, or a little bit extra on something else, I find him to have just a world of content out there that's available, and it's all in one place. So you want to talk a little bit about that, Albert?
Yeah. Sure. So aside from the book features, I do have a blog space. So different categories. It's simplified. If you, let's say, for example, you want to learn more about author branding, I tag as author branding. Once you click on that, it will show all the um, related blogs for author branding. If you want to do book marketing, it's all there for um, paid advertising and and so forth. So as much as possible, I did create this blog as simple as possible. In that way, it would be easier to absorb and straightforward. By the end of the day, in terms of marketing, you need to be consistent, and it's, it needs repetition. So if you're consistent, and I always believe this, if you can constantly do it, you'd become a master of it.
Well, that's absolutely true when you're talking about providing content. Content is really and truly what separates you from everyone else.
Yeah.
You may have a good brand, but if you're only there once a month, that's just not doing you a whole lot of good. So you got to get that information out that people need, like right here on the USA Global and TV Radio Network. We provide a lot of content out for awareness, in some cases even education. And it's for a very wide audience, with 40 or more shows available on a weekly basis. Is that right, Dr. Jacalyn?
Yes, sir, it is. That's correct.
And so you get the information out. It's people can take it and do what they need to do with it. In your case, you have a service that you offer for free that you can take advantage of the technology out there and make your world and their world, the author's world, both a success.
Yeah. So hence the the superhero called Self-Pub Man, became to fruition. A brief history behind that. I'm really I'm into comic books when I was younger, and that's the reason why for this is the kind of theme that I went through, right? So I was brainstorming to what would I want to be to look professional, be more literary and so forth. But I wanted to offer something that's me. This is something that I enjoy, and hence that's it. So it's a 90s comic theme kind of approach. And yeah, I mean, and Supplement, he's a hero for indie authors. Get your books published there and be able to promote it online and for free. That's the power there.
That's
So
huge.
yeah.
Albert, I do have a question for you, because I've noticed this
Sure.
happening with people that I've interviewed. They are an author and they have a pen name, and that
Yep.
name is on their book, but
Yep.
their website is not, or web page isn't in alignment with that, and neither is their social media. So I go around trying to find them, and I can't find them. So when they come on the show, I'll say, I couldn't find you. Oh, well, my social media is under my real name, and my website is my name. Like, no, that's what would you share with people to give them some insights about how there could be a better approach?
Well, the straightforward there is, let's say if you want to promote your book under a pen name, then you create, a page for the pen name, right? So in that way, it's gonna be, your one search. Let's say everything is about the search engine now, YouTube, Google, and everything, right? So once they search a name, let's say I published a book and I went for a different name, then and the name that they know of me is my real name, and there's no way they're gonna find my book online if I'm on a pen name, right? So education is one thing. So you need to have the author. This is my suggestion: is to have a separate, a business page perhaps for your pen name, so that people will be able to find you.
And with the technology today, you can have that other URL, Johnny Jones, automatically shifted over to, Tony Jackson or whatever the real author's name is, and it's invisible. You just click on what you think is the author's website by his pen name, boom, it just delivers you right to where you need to go. And as long as you have something on that website to say, oh, welcome, whatever, it's a very, very low cost. You're not having to create another website. You're just getting a URL and having it forwarded to wherever you need to have it forwarded to.
Yes, that's correct.
We actually have that for USA Global TV and radio.com points to usaglobaltv.com. So there you go.
Yeah, I mean, for J.K. Rowling, her main website, J.K. Rowling, I believe that she has a book series under a pen name. She had it on her main website. She also goes to a pen name, you know, on a different name. And these are the books. So it was laid out properly. But she's a big name, of course. But that's another thing that they can, authors can do.
Albert, a question I wanted to get in earlier and I
Sure.
didn't get around to it is that when you're getting the authors putting their books into your system so that you can market them, is there a particular genre or so that is more successful than others, or did you already cover that?
We did cover it briefly earlier with Dr. Jacalyn, but to answer that, I do accept all genres, from nonfiction to fiction. There are limitations now, as based on the submission guidelines. It's all there on the website. There are certain genres that I do not publish now, but previously did, due to restrictions. So I don't want to get penalized, and this is something that I would want to do on longer. So in order for me to be able to do that, unfortunately, I have to restrict certain genres to publish, compared before.
Okay.
And what I really love is that on your website, it's very clear about the submissions and what's required. And I think that's super. And Red, I had mentioned that Albert's going to get very sick of me because I'm going to be going submitting all my book. And Red knows there's more books coming, right? Red's like, I'm leaving the country. So.
Well, yeah, I mean, you can send those books over because I have a goal. But I wanted to, by the end of this year, to reach 1,000 features. So right now I'm at 600. So if you can send all authors that you know my way, wanted to promote their books, I'd gladly accept them.
Fantastic. And so in exchange, we need to follow you on social media as well.
Yeah. So what I ask is just to follow me on Facebook and YouTube. So I need to be active on YouTube moving forward, but right now it's all on Facebook for now. Yeah, so that's basically it. And another option is to buy me a coffee. If you want it rushed, by buying me a coffee, I can get your book feature faster than normal.
Yeah, I'll have to buy you a coffee and a cupcake and a donut and
I'll accept them.
Well, we're down toward the end of our show. What clients are you looking for? What value do you add, and how do they get in touch with you?
Yeah, so as we've discussed, Supplement is a free platform for indie authors. You can simply go to the website and submit your book there and get your book featured. Regardless if it's an old book that you wanted to, revive, you can go in there and submit it. Other than that, if you're an author who's really serious in going about in improving your online presence, I can help you out in building your place of business online, which is your author website. Everything would be set up for you, from hosting to domain registration, everything. All you need to do is, you invest on your platform. I'll help you out, provide you with the training you need, and in terms of, all you need to do is, pay for it every single year to renew it, and you'll have a brand that's really suitable for you to reach out to, or improving your platform as an author. They can simply go to my website, or you can simply email me at info@selfpubman.com.
Okay, so selfpubman, selfpubman.com. Selfpubman, just exactly the way it sounds.
Yeah.
And here you are right on Facebook, right? So I'm already,
Yes, that's it.
there you go. Fantastic. Well, I have certainly enjoyed this episode. And Red, you were right. It was like when you told me about artificial intelligence, I'm like, whoa, this is a great thing to incorporate. So thank you, Red, for introducing Albert to our platform. And Albert, thank you for coming here. And I'm sure we'll be able to send many people your way because we've got the Corner Bookstore, books, blogs, and poetry. So let's talk about how that can work so that we can make sure we get people over to you.
And because
Awesome.
there are other shows on USA Global TV and Radio Network, Albert might have another place where he can be a guest on the USA Global TV Radio Network.
That would
Absolutely.
be awesome.
Yeah, I can see you on the business show as well. So, Albert, thank you so much for being here. If you wouldn't mind, can you just drop into the comments your Facebook page, because then people can just click on it directly and that'll make it easier. So it's been our pleasure having you. Thank you so much. And I will be in touch probably tomorrow.
Awesome. I look forward to all those books you submit.
Yeah, but tomorrow in Oman is going to be a lot sooner than you think.
I wish I could do it tonight, but I'm already tied up. Otherwise, I'd be like, yes, let me get to it. But I'll be in touch with you tomorrow.
Awesome.
Thank
It's a
you,
pleasure,
Albert.
you guys.
Take care,
Thank you.
Albert.
Bye.
Really enjoyed it. Bye now.
Another fantastic guest, Red. Thank you so much. Thanks for making my life easier. And for all the authors out there, you have a resource, a really nice person who can help us out.
He is really a nice person. I mean, very seriously, I really enjoy working with him.
Yeah, and then I would just ask people who have the ability, the means to do it. When you're buying a coffee, let's reach into the pocket. Let's take care of the guy because he's doing a service that's really valuable.
And you're giving me 3 minutes to get set up for the next show in a new studio that literally a new studio. But we'll
Fred,
make it
tell
happen.
us about what you're going to be speaking on today, please, on Talking Heads.
My current set of topics deal with the 2023 and soon to be 2024 wellness hot topics and trends. What's going on out there in the world with regard to your own wellness? A little bit different than health, not a whole lot, but a little bit. But there are things going on that maybe if you were aware of it, they said, hey, that might be for me. And you try it and you find out this is something that I can do. And like any other kind of trend or hot topic, what is good now necessarily won't be good in 10 years. But if you go back 10 years, there may be some things that are still going. Remember when we had the Y2K and a lot of issues with that, and then we had keto diet. It's kind of gone up and down. And we've had CBD, and we've had just a lot of things back and forth. But regardless, there's a lot of good information. And so what we're going to be doing is I've spent the last 2 weeks just peppering the sky with topics. Now we're going to go down and look at each topic in a little bit more detail to say, what's good about this? What do you need to be worried about? But basically, this is what is going on right now. It's trending. It's something that is growing, and it may develop into something really big. It may not. But again, from an awareness perspective, for your own health and your own wellness, why not listen?
Thank you, Red. And what's the best way for people to reach out to you?
The best way is my website, red.olaughlin.com, which I'm very happy to say is now back up and running. And I am getting the person responsible for that signed up. So hopefully we'll see him in a couple, 3 or 4 weeks. But red.olaughlin.com, that's RED, like the color, red. Olaughlin, spelled OLAUGHLIN. So it's red.olaughlin.com. And my contact information is there. Give me a call on the phone, email me. Those are my 2 primary contact methods. And so those are that's what it is, Dr. Jacalyn.
I know how to get in touch with you, Red. Thank you. Okay. I'll let you go over to the other studio while we close out this show, and we'll see you very soon for Talking Heads.
I look so forward to it. Bye now.
Bye. And thank you to everyone, whether you're watching on the live or the replay. We really do appreciate you. If you have something that you want to share with our audience, We again stand for education, hope, and inspiration. We're the Positive TV Network. So we'd love to hear from you. Go to our website, which is usaglobaltv.com/book your session. We're going to close out now with a couple of sponsorships. Please do watch. One of them is mine. It's coming up next. And thank you again, Albert. Please do reach out to him, although I'm going to be taking up a lot of his time, just letting you folks know. Okay, bye for now.
USA Global TV and Radio, in partnership with Dr. Jacalyn LLC, present Amazon #1 best-selling author, Dr. Jacalyn Kerbeck. Dr. Jacalyn Kerbeck is a certified life, career, and executive coach who teaches people how to listen at an elevated level through her courses and her books. Dr. Kerbeck teaches her clients how to open their hearts and express themselves through their creative genius. In her children's book series, The Amazing Adventures of Lady Ella, the listening mentor, Dr. Kerbeck teaches children and their families how to listen at an elevated level. Dr. Kerbeck has worked with clients across the world to guide them in how to express themselves and communicate at a highly effective level. Join our team of elevated listeners so you can listen without judgment, without providing a solution, without interruption, and without stealing the stage. To order your books today, go to drjacalyn.com or Amazon.
This program has been brought to you in part by Zane Carson Carruth, etiquette and protocol expert, international award-winning author, television show host, and philanthropist. Thank you to Zane, our official diamond sponsor for USA Global TV and Radio in partnership with E360 TV. Zane is the author of The World's First Tooth Fairy Ever, as well as many other children's books. She's also the television host of Elegance, Polished Demeanor, and Posh Living, seen on USA Global TV and Radio.
Hi, my name is Zane Carson Carruth, and I'm the author of this book, The World's First Tooth Fairy Ever.
Reading is magic. Studies have shown that reading to your children lays the foundation for greater success in life. Reading helps develop language and vocabulary skills. It helps improve memory, and it encourages curiosity and inspires creativity. The benefits are immeasurable, and as a parent, you'll benefit too. In only 10 or 15 minutes a day, you'll be creating more memories and a bonding experience that will last for years to come. So take time to read to your children. Read them books about things that engage and interest them. Tales of fairies and magic fascinate children, and as everyone knows, the Tooth Fairy is at the top of the list. If your child loves magic, wands, adventure, and what child doesn't, you'll love reading them books from the trademarked series The World's First Tooth Fairy Ever. Follow along as Bella, the world's first tooth fairy, accidentally starts the tooth fairy tradition. Learn the tricks of being a professional tooth fairy in the book Bella Starts a Tooth Fairy School. Your child's imagination will soar as you read the adventures of Bella and her magic wand. These wonderful books are available at worldsfirsttoothfairy.com and at Amazon, Barnes & Noble, and Walmart.
To learn more about Zane, contact her through her website, zanecarruth.com. ZANECARRUTH.com. Order Zane's books and merchandise. Contact her about being a keynote speaker at your next event.